Rob Squared! This is our player props season long segment. We each pick 5 player props we're betting on season long. I went 4-1 last year, by the way. Only one I lost was Matt Stafford by a half touchdown.
Did he score it? So he must
he lost. It was 21.5. He had 21.
No way.
Okay, hold on. What is the absolute least amount of money you could get paid to blow a guy?
Now we're talking.
If I'm honest with myself,
Yeah.
I'd have to say $900.
Bullshit.
Only 21?
How? You played the whole year, too. Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams. But, all right, we're going to get right into this to get to the information.
That's a good example.
I'm going to give you my first player prop. It's easy money, barring injury, which all these are overs are, at least. Justin Fields, over 650.5 rushing yards. Wow, that's low.
So they must be thinking that Justin Fields isn't going to be the starter all year long.
Well, but he's not going to lose his job unless he's hurt.
I agree with you. Yeah.
So Tyrod Taylor's there. Tyrod Taylor's hurt. They brought in somebody else.
Yeah.
Regardless, Justin Fields is not. It has to be so bad. In that case, I will take the loss, and Justin Fields is dead to me.
Yeah.
But he can get this. And the way I like to think about it in these overs is, can they get it in 12 games, right? Because they're lower baked on injury. When you bet overs, the injury kills you. I feel like Justin Fields can get this in 10 games, right? 65 yards a game. Is that crazy to you?
No.
He's got to average 40
65.
yards rushing to get
What's
this.
the identity of the Jets?
That is to
What
be
are they gonna
fair,
do? How are they gonna
that
score?
is a lot for a quarterback.
65 is a lot, but not for Justin Fields. He had 1,100 in a year.
Well, to put in perspective, Kyler
What's his
and Josh
number
Allen
again?
are
650.
500, right?
So that's 38.
He's 38 yards rushing game to get this.
Not that,
But I'm
not that
baking in
wide.
injury. I just see easy 1,000 yards if he stays healthy. That's why this is a smash
That's fair.
for me.
I like it. Yeah, that's a good one.
And also, I will say I like his 14.5 passing touchdown prop.
Dude, that's
I
crazy.
like
That's
his
crazy.
2,550 passing yards prop. I like all the Justin Fields
What
props.
do you have with the Bears? Did you have over 15? Do you recall?
He's had 16 and 18 passing touchdowns in his full seasons. What do you got for your first one, Story?
I'm going with Tua Tagovailoa under 3,450.5 passing yards on DraftKings. So injuries to both Tyreek and Jalen Waddle derailed Tua's season last year, even before the concussion. But the big thing is he had 1 concussion and he missed 4 games last year.
Yeah.
It's possible that these concussions have also affected him neurologically, and his passing ability is not quite there anymore. But 1 concussion is the beginning of the end. for his
Anything, ankle
career.
injury, if he misses 3 or 4 games, which he's more likely to.
I think any injury seems like a guaranteed 3-game miss for him, and probably half a season for concussion.
My first one I really love after I did some research. Aaron Rodgers over 3,200.5 passing yards.
Give him that 0.5.
The 0.5. 3,200. So he needs 3,201 passing yards. So how I got to this conclusion, I was drafting DK.
Surprise.
Metcalf, and even Calvin Austin. I think Calvin Austin's maybe my most drafted receiver in the 14th round or whatever. So based on that, I'm like, I need to make sure Rodgers is going to, I was drafting them without drafting Rodgers ever. Looking at Rodgers, I'm like, okay, had the second most pass attempts last year. Encouraging. But he's now the Steelers. Okay, maybe the Steelers' game plan's a little off. Looking at the Steelers, they still had 500 pass attempts last year. On top of that, Rodgers only hit his career low prior to this past year, which was almost 3,800, was 3,700. So we need a 500-yard decrease to not hit that number.
This is just a bank on health, same as yours with Tua.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they're both pretty likely to get hurt, but Tua has the concussion issue, which is worse, where Rodgers, this is his last year. You think he wants to go out limping? And the difference is the Steelers will be competitive. I mean, if anything, as Mike Tomlin has shown us, they're going to win 8 or 9 games. So he will play to the end, try to make the playoffs.
Well, yeah,
It's a low number, man.
Well, 3,200, so
It's 250 yards lower than Tua's.
So you're talking 20% less than his current career low. And his last year, they're going to let him go out.
What do you think Rodgers' rushing prop was for the year? 17?
I don't know that's available.
All right, my next one. This is a big surprise. Tucker Kraft, over 625 receiving yards. That's low. I believe he did this last year with all those
He had
circumstances.
450 yards after the catch last year.
It's Tucker Kraft, man. He's going to have 1,000 yards this year. I want to do some alt lines on this baby.
Yeah.
I love this
barring,
one. I love this
him
one.
getting hurt or Jordan Love getting
Jaden
hurt.
Reed already questionable to start the year. A rookie receiver as the number 1.
I think
Dude,
Isn't Dobbs banged up too?
Touchdown.
It's like 4.5.
Yeah, that's the
He's
one.
slamming
Yeah,
that too.
but the 625 again.
Honestly, you get that 3 games.
Can he do this in 12 games? Yes.
I think you get touchdowns in 3 games.
I just am a little less, and my next prop is actually touchdowns. I'm a little less likely to want to do it with touchdowns because it's more it's a finicky stat. Where like yards, I just know this guy's gonna be on the field, and I know his yak ability, and they design plays for this dude. That's such a low number. I know he's a tight end, and it seems like all these tight ends get 600 or 700 yards receiving. This guy's gonna have much more than that.
So he could make the jump. I'm going with Cam Ward over 3,200.5 passing yards. You can find this on FanDuel. It's 50 yards higher on DraftKings. But to me, this screams value, right? So Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams all went over 3,200 passing yards last year. And you take out Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels, obviously. But the books are setting Ward's number, meaning they're predicting a worse rookie season than Caleb Williams, or at least equal. So he enters a solid situation in Tennessee. They invested a ton of resources in the offensive line. They were only 28th in pass rate over expected last season. Brian Callahan should be more aggressive with Cam Ward, right? He came from an offense that ranked second in pass rate over expected. Brian Callahan did in Cincinnati in 2023. Ward averaged 9.5 yards per attempt and 330 passing yards per game in Miami. You got Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears, both good pass catchers out of the backfield. Calvin Ridley's a good, steady guy there. I think he's going to blow past this number.
I like it. And also, I will say this.
I love that stat.
No risk of losing his job. Not going to happen. They're going to just, you got to develop the guy, right? Which also means taking his lumps. And
he's going to have bad games. Don't get me wrong.
he is an aggressive downfield passer.
Right.
Now, the weapons are questionable, but that dude chucks the ball. Right. And what is that per game?
180.
He chucks the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
So this
he's
is
an
strictly
aggressive
the
downfield
only
player.
way he's going to miss this is injury, and he doesn't comp as a player that's going to get hurt because he's sturdy. He's not necessarily he scrambles to pass, not scramble to run, and he doesn't comp as an injury risk.
Jordan Love, over 25.5 passing touchdowns, minus 110 on DraftKings. So he had 32 passing touchdowns his first year as a starter. He had 25 last year, missing 2 games, and being hobbled by that ankle.
Yep.
And then this one I love. Once I went back and looked at Matt LaFleur's coach teams have averaged 33 passing touchdowns per year. They have never gone below 26 since he's began coaching the team.
Well, that's the threshold right there, baby.
Never gone below the number that's set. And Jordan Love is proven that given the time, given the availability,
I hear the Packers have a really good receiving core too.
doesn't matter. That's covered.
Packer crap, baby.
Gonna have the scrubs that the Colts do.
All right, third play for me. George Pickens over 5.5 receiving touchdowns. I don't like betting touchdowns, but this is low. This is also plus 100. So you're getting even odds in this one. Man, another one. 12. I could see this in 12 games. I could see this in 10 games.
But they're going to have to throw the ball this
And
year.
we looked at, I'm not going to get into we have a bonus bet we actually placed. We were looking at this one for a futures bet to combine. It was 50-1 to him to lead the league in touchdowns. George Pickens, receiving touchdowns. I love that as well. 50-1.
Can you imagine if CeeDee Lamb gets banged up?
He doesn't even need to, in my mind. But yes, if CeeDee Lamb gets banged up. But yeah, he doesn't even need to for me to lead the league. Because like CeeDee Lamb will get the volume. He's going to get the red zone work.
Yeah.
And he has never had, he's never even had 5 touchdowns in a year. I think 5 is his max. But he's also never had a team even throw for over 20 touchdowns. Worst quarterback rooms ever he's had. Now he has a nice situation. Indoor games.
He should be
Gonna have to
best friend in the
throw.
red zone.
I love it, man. 5.5. Like, this is going to be 6. He's going to get this in. Remember the year I had Mike Williams on this show? It was 5.5 for Mike. It was, I think, 4.5 for Mike Williams.
Yeah.
And Mike Williams he had the 9 or 10, the good Mike Williams
When he
year.
started.
But he got this. Mike Williams got it in 6 games.
Yeah.
I could see George Pickens getting this in 6 or 7
I love it.
games,
With
dude.
Dallas for sure. Like, does Dak over under Dak had in the first 5 games? Dak has
I think 12 touchdowns.
16 touchdowns. I think.
Well, that's
Oh
a
my
lot.
God.
I think
I
12.
think 16.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Well, he loves Dak, but
I think he's averaging 3 touchdowns a game because they're not.
The way I
favorites.
think
that
of
would
it,
that would put him on pace for 56
Yeah,
and a half
right.
touchdowns.
I believe that.
So you guys taking the under?
What do you got?
I'm going with Ashton Jeanty over 1,050.5 rushing yards on DraftKings. Now, this ticked up from 999.5 or 1,000.5, but this is all about volume, right? So they invested a ton of draft. They mortgaged their future basically to draft Jeanty. And
Williams.
yeah, I mean, he led the FBS in rushing attempts, rushing yards, second in rushing touchdowns last year. So he's a bell cow. Like, he's the perennial bell cow. In 3 seasons with Philadelphia, now the Raiders' offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly, their Eagles team ranked 3rd in the NFL in points per game and total offense, but more importantly, 4th in rushing yards per game. Jeanty's only competition in the backfield is 33-year-old Raheem Mostert, Sincere McCormick, and Zamir White. His workload should rank among the league's best.
I love it. I love it. Convince me.
I would really like his total yards number more, but they probably don't have that up.
I couldn't find it.
No, they don't have it up. They don't have those up yet. But, like, that's a way to insulate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you did.
You know, because they would be like 1350 or something.
Yeah.
Where then you get the receiving yards. But I love that too.
You did Chip Kelly, who
Hey, man, he loves running the ball.
No, immediately I went to LaShawn McCoy, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
Right? But I'm thinking of Pete Carroll. Like, with
Well, yeah, you're right. Pete Carroll's there.
Kramer
like,
down.
he's the one that's going to
Sorry,
dictate
Kramer.
what the offense really is. So I love
Yeah.
it. That's great.
That's good. I didn't even consider that. You're right. You're absolutely
I
right.
love it.
Absolutely. I'm always looking for Jack Doyle.
I love it.
Pete Carroll.
Unless it's on the 1 yard line for the Super Bowl. then fuck it.
Dude, that played made me a ton of money.
Yeah.
I had the Patriots in that game.
Lucky you.
What do you got?
Surprise. Jevante Williams. Over 500.5 rushing yards.
Ooh.
That's
So essentially
Slow.
been established as the leading rusher. He's done this in a timeshare in Denver where they don't necessarily establish a run first guy. He's done this 3 out of 4 years already. The 1 year being the ACL year. So he's already done this every year he's healthy. He's number one. I think the offense is going to hum. I think initially it might be a little rough in the beginning, just because I think they're going to be they're not favored. I think for the first 5 games or something crazy like that. So I think it might be a little passing heavy, but I think at the end of the day, Jevante Williams is the starter. 500 yards is nothing. If he can get a mix throughout the entire year, 50 yards a game, he's surpassing that by 300. So
That is very low.
that's plus 100 right now on DK.
Ooh.
Plus 100 to get
Even money.
501 yards.
Even money.
Next one for me, Drake London. Surprise, surprise. Going with my guys. 1,125 receiving yards. Now, that's a high number. That is a high number. He had 1,270 last year, though. This is a bank on health, I guess. Most of the overs are. But Drake London's missed 1 game in his pro career in 3 games. The guy he does play hard, but he is a tank.
An Iron Man.
What was the yardage?
1,125.
Okay.
But he had 1,270 last year.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good one.
and that was with Kirk Cousins. So this is just, I feel like, easy money if he plays 15 games.
If Penix is serviceable, you should go past that.
Well,
number.
Penix will be serviceable. He
That's what I'm
can't be
saying.
worse. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You say he has the big arm.
he has a huge arm.
So as long as London can catch him, he could probably run for a touchdown.
And you mix that with Mooney being
Hurt.
We don't know when he's coming back.
It sounds worse than.
Watch Kyle Pitts.
They haven't brought anyone else in. Ray McLeod. Now, Kyle Pitts might eat into his touchdown share, but he sure is fucking hurting his target share.
had
in
1,000 yards in his first
Yeah,
year.
well, Drake London's the dude there.
No, I like it.
I feel like it's a high number, but it's on par with the rest of the high numbers
It's
they have.
higher than I would have thought, but it's not unreachable for him at all.
I think it's a division that is capable because.
Shootouts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
At least one.
Falcons just are shootouts, dude.
At least with the.
Well, Panthers'
Bucks.
defense is historically bad. Saints is awful.
Well, I feel like the
Right?
division's a toss-up.
You have 6 division games with awful defenses, and dome games, and a good talent.
Saints are going to be so bad.
I just think that
I
division's
know.
a toss-up. I think it's going to be competitive year-round, so I think that he's going to be passing quite a bit. And
What do you got?
I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley under 1,425.5 rushing yards, also on DK. So listen to this. Over the 4 seasons prior to last year, there were 10 running backs who have had over 325 touches in a season. Everyone saw a decline of over 13% the following year. All 8 players that ran for over 2,000 season prior to Barkley averaged a combined 1,079 rushing yards the following season. Saquon Barkley had 436 touches last year, including playoffs, and twice he ran for 1,000 yards in the season. He failed to reach 1,000 rushing yards the year after. Eagles are going to throw more. Nick Sirianni said they've got to be more balanced this year. They bumped up the running back depth a little bit. I think they're going to they're signaling that they're going to give Barkley more breathing room during the regular season, keep him fresh for the postseason. I just think 14-25 He's too high.
Yeah, there's no way they miss the playoffs, right? Now the bye is important.
It is.
But you know what also is important is keeping your best player healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
not to be a poo-poo, I'm just
poo away. Like that's
just my thoughts initially. Was that they rested him for a game. He still had 2,000 yards. I feel like they rested him quite a bit, and he's still just blew up quite a bit.
he also had a fuckload of long carries.
He
Will
had
those stop?
He had a ton of touches in the postseason too, like a ton of touches.
Yeah, I understand. It's just
I get it. I mean,
no. If I were to bet, for sure I'd be on your side. But my thoughts are like, where do those yards go? I don't think Jalen Hurts makes up those yards. And if you think the Eagles are going to be as good as they are,
I mean, I think they go to A.J. Brown and Dallas.
The bet also is, does he play all 17 games?
That's also
health-wise,
like,
not getting sat.
You got an out in
17,
this bet if he gets hurt again. Which
that's
he's
the
been
odd
good stuff,
in any
like,
under, right?
Yeah.
Is the
they got to the top of the hill on his back. Like, how much do they go away just to preserve him to potentially win championship for 3 years in a row? I'm sure they're more focused on winning back-to-back, especially with the lifespan of a running back.
Well, you got to get to the playoffs, and it's harder to do that when you don't have.
With that said, I think the injury risk increases. So,
and that's the stat there. It's not that they get more less.
Don't forget,
efficient.
it's just such an interesting.
They were
really
salting games away in the second half last year. I don't think that the Eagles are going to be.
There's a reason that every fantasy analyst is fading Saquon Barkley. Now we're not necessarily fading Saquon Barkley on the show.
No.
But he could have 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns and actually be a good fantasy player.
He can also catch more out of the backfield, and this
which
is
he
rushing
will.
yards. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. What do you got, Cass?
So I have Marvin Harrison over 975.5 yards. FanDuel minus 114. He had 885 last year.
I was going to ask what he did last year.
As a bust. 885 last year as a bust. Only 62 catches, right? For 885, but he averaged 14.3 yards per catch. So if he gets 70 catches, he needs 8 more catches to reach that total.
Right.
8 catches. I think he had, if you consider him a bust last year at 62, what would it be? A 4% increase over from year 1, year 2. In the same system, they didn't make any significant they brought in Zay Jones, I think was the biggest.
Zay Jones.
That's what I'm saying.
Greg Dortch. Greg Dortch is still there.
Well, Dortch is.
We like Dortch.
My point being is they didn't bring in a guy that's going to take away. So they know what they have. They know what they're going to work with, and they're going to emphasize that more. So an 8 catch increase at 14 yards per catch.
I like that you went with yards, not touchdowns, because I think Trey McBride is going to eat all those touchdowns.
I did, but it was minus 140 to get.
Oh, wow.
What was his touchdown number?
5 touchdowns.
Wow.
So it's 4.5. Okay.
4.5.
That's really low. I like that too.
No, I was all over that.
I would do 5.5 with him, honestly.
Even Marv was like 7.5, minus 130.
Yeah.
Oh, Marvin Harrison was 7.5. Okay.
But in Trey was.
Yeah,
4.
I like Trey's 5.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
But it was minus 140.
Right,
like,
right. You
not,
can't.
Like, at that point, I'll take the 6.
Yeah.
Money.
Brock Bowers is 5.5. You can hit that all day
I'll
too.
take the extra 1 touchdown for plus money.
Yeah. Okay. Last one for me. Jameson Williams over 875 receiving yards. I feel like this is a gift. I said it in the stat of the day and the last episode. In 91 targets last year, he had, I believe, 1,000 yards receiving. He's going to have more targets. I don't know if he's going to have the same average, yards per target, but
it should come down. But he's
going to be more involved. Targets, yeah. I mean, and I guess one of the worries I have here is that he is a guy that can have 150 to 200 yards rushing with the 5 end arounds.
The other worry is that he's listening to the show and he bets on his own number and then gets caught by the NFL again.
You're gambling again, aren't you? Oh, you weak man. Where are you?
I'm at the airport.
The airport?
We've been betting on arrivals and departures.
God.
Yes. There's some issues, but this is a pretty low number for an explosive playmaker that in 4 catches in a given couple weeks could have 200 yards. And he's going to have multiple 875. Very low. Explosive offense, good scheme, good player.
What did he do last year?
He had 1,000.
Okay, well, there you go.
And 91 targets. So it was like 1,040.
I'm also going with a guy who has
91 targets.
91 targets. That's
I know.
Wow.
You didn't hear the stat I said?
No, I didn't.
No, I was listening. Now we're asking.
I said the stat of the day. He was one of 4 players since 92 to have less than 100 targets, and it was 91.
One of them was a
and
tight
1,000
end.
yards.
That's George Kittle.
Yeah.
I knew. I was listening.
All right. Okay.
All right. Before the last one, I got 2 quick honorable mentions. Joe Burrow, MVP, plus 650. So Chase, Higgins, Chase Brown, plus a bad defense should mean elite passing numbers for Joey B again, but a lack of wins could derail the MVP race for that one. And then you're going to like this one. Jameson Williams over 0.5 rushing touchdowns. Now, I could only find this on Prize Picks, but if you got it, I think that's a good bet right there.
Yeah.
So Dan Campbell's going to pull out all the stops, all the tricks in his bag to get this team over the hump. So you could do it a jet sweep, a lateral. Hell, if you get a bubble screen that's behind the line of scrimmage, that's a rushing touchdown. All right, so my last one. Brock Bowers over 1,000.5 receiving yards on DraftKings. So I'm in on this Raiders offense. Bowers took the NFL by storm. 112 receptions, 153 targets, and his receiving line last year, much lower. He went for almost 1,200 yards, so almost 200 yards higher than what this line is. 5 touchdowns with a long of 57, by the way. He did this with a rotating cast of Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, and Desmond Ridder, and one pass from punter AJ Cole. This year, he gets an upgraded quarterback with Geno Smith. He gets an upgraded head coach, Pete Carroll, an upgraded offensive coordinator, and Chip Kelly. So I know that there's some pass-catching talent that came in, Donta Thornton, Jack Bett, but they're both still rookies. This entire offense should take a step forward, and they're going to be built around Brock Bowers this year. I think he's going to crush this number.
Love it. Caps, last one.
Probably maybe the easiest bet ever. Steelers over 8.5 wins, minus 105 on FanDuel. You don't need the 10, just the 8.5, right?
Every year?
Obviously, Tomlin, like, blah, blah, blah. 10 wins. Like, everyone knows that, right? So, just the history says.
What was the juice in that? Was it
minus 105?
Oh, you're getting plus money on that.
Minus 105.
Oh, minus 1, okay.
Minus 105.
That's good.
I mean, essentially even money. I mean, you're right there. You're right there. It's for 8.5, so you can get to the 9 wins. And again, this is a lot of the Rodgers. Just looking back between Pickett and Fields and Wilson, like just Tomlin is able to do it with lesser than. And I think Rodgers still has it. Like I said, second most attempts in the league last year. Top 10 in yards and in touchdowns. He hasn't lost it yet.
They're always there. All right, we'll reconvene on January 6th to count our stacks.
All right, guys, this is a blast. Love you, Caps.
And it's been a complete joy.